We can learn a lot of knowledge in a book, but when they see it active and live and breathing and walking in a human being, there's not much argument to the power of God and what He can do and the change He can make in people's lives. When I saw the kind of Jesus that I wanted and needed to follow in Brother Herb Hodges, I surrendered myself to any time I could to be with him, around him, call him on the phone, travel with him. Whenever I had an opportunity to be taught by him, learn from him, I was there. I met Randy ODOM many years ago at Kids Across America camp. So Randy came back to minister with me, and I just began to disciple him. We would meet 3 times a morning and disciple making class, but then all the other time, Randy spent all day long with me, traveling, being with me, being with my family, just repeating the process with Randy that I had learned from Herb Hodges.
That was so valuable in my life because my father wasn't present all the time, and so Soup played the role of my spiritual father. And so many things that he taught me, from how to have a family devotion to how to disciple men. And that's carried over into my life in every aspect, and into the men that I'm presently or have discipled. Faithful men like Ben Glisson, Ricky Harris, DJ SINGFIELD. I simply just invest in them, build them the way that Soup did for me. And it's one of the greatest treasures of my life.
I guess for me, the most powerful part of this discipleship relationship has been Randy's relationship with God. He's always leaning into God in a way where we were talking, and I will feel His Spirit speaking directly to me through him, which is, as a young guy, is just very powerful. It was just good to see a man who was open, not just to teach me, but to show me how to live.
Kennon asked me to come and speak to his youth group, so I just came and spoke the word and shared and taught. And afterwards he come up and he wanted to get time with me.
And I remember him speaking and me seeing something in him, sensing something in him that I desperately wanted. Just that knowledge of Christ, that love for the Scriptures, that aroma of Christ that he carries with him. And so I approached him and talked to him and asked if I could get some time with him. And about a month later found myself on this very porch, and Soup made a statement just really revolutionized my walk with Christ when he said, "I don't care how smart you are or how talented you are, all I care about is whether you can be faithful, and if you can, I'll show you how to be a man of God."
When that challenge is high and men reach for that challenge, then they get built, and then they're able to lead ministries like what Randy ODOM and KENNON VAUGHAN is, and they're able to make big impacts, not only locally but globally. And they're able to walk in a way that other men are in their wake and want to chase after them.
God's just been really gracious to me through the years to drop men who have so encouraged and inspired me with their love for the Lord, and men like HINTON. Danny is not just a spiritual son to me. He is literally a brother. He's literally one of my best friends. And just to think that God used me in some small way in Danny's life, in some small way, to just be a glimpse of the grace of the gospel, the way Soup was with me. Can't tell you what a blessing that is.
My time with Kennon set me on a trajectory of just investing my life. The results we're going to leave up to God, but I'm going to invest my life into younger men. And that lifestyle over the last 10 or 12 years has been so fruitful and significant, and not easy, but very significant and joyful.
If I'm getting ready to breathe my last breath that evening, then I can lay my head on my pillow with peace, because there are young men who are going to be running by how they're built.
I would tell Kennon and Soup and the guys Herb and the guys who invested in them and have been a part of their salvation, their continued growth in the faith. I would say thanks for being faithful to the commission. You guys were obedient to that and taking whatever efforts you had and bringing them to the table and letting the Lord work through that.
I wouldn't be the man that I am, and I wouldn't be striving to be the man of God that I am if it wasn't for their faithfulness, and even Brother Herb, who I've never even had a chance to meet. I'm so thankful for that man, because he has blessed so many of us by pouring into Soup, who caught the vision and has poured into so many others, and I've gotten to get the benefits of that. It's something that I admire, and something that I hope and I pray that I would be able to have half the impact that those guys have, so that down the road somebody else can be sitting in my seat.